Treasurer Christian Porter has spent the week defending spending cuts, attacking the federal government over the GST and preparing for next month's state budget. As the political blame game intensifies, the big question is whether his second budget will keep power prices spiralling or provide some relief. I spoke with him earlier. Treasurer, welcome to the program.
Andrew, thank you.
You're 3 years into government, 1 year out from an election. At what point will you take full responsibility for the finances of the state and stop blaming Labor?
Well, federal Labor you're talking about there, obviously. Well, of course we take responsibility for the finances of the state. Everything that goes into a budget or comes out of a budget is a decision made by the Liberal National Government through its cabinet, and we take full responsibility. But we deal with circumstances that are delivered to us, and one of the major circumstances that we face is the fact that the federal Labor government is taking massive amounts of money out of our budget every year. $600 million this year, which basically would have been our surplus through diminished GST receipts, and we say that situation should change. But I mean, you're right, we have to deal with the cards that we're dealt.
When you look at your own record in government, have you made any mistakes? Are any of the pressures that you now feel the result of things that you've done or failed to do?
Yeah, look, all governments make mistakes, and we have had some minor cost overruns. But if you have a look at something like the Perth Arena, that was planned by Labor to be a $160 million project, and ultimately, because of the faults and mistakes that government made, the Labor government made, it'll be over $500 million. That's a pretty big mistake, and that would be money that would be much better spent elsewhere had it not been sucked into that project.
No,
so
you're blaming Labor again. I'm asking about your own record, decisions that you took within this term of government. Is there anything that you've done or failed to do that has put us in this position?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think we've made a decision, which is this. There are certain constraints in our revenue caused by diminishing GST receipts, but at the same time, we've got an economy which is growing quickly. We've got a population which is somewhere between 1,000 and 1,300 people coming to live in WA a week. So the demands for services and infrastructure are very large. We made this decision. We can either stop spending on services and infrastructure particularly and have a lower debt and lower borrowings, or we can maintain borrowings and debt at prudent rates and keep the infrastructure. And we're spending about $6 billion a year on infrastructure. And if we don't spend that money on particularly the hospital system, roads, rail cars, the types of problems that do exist, congestion, those sorts of things, would be much, much worse than they are now.
From the point of view of voters, though, when they look at their power bills, for example, they've gone up 57%. I think this budget they're looking at a minimum of another 13%, your 5% plus the carbon tax. Do you think they're going to be grateful for your flawless management of the economy?
No. I mean, I accept that electricity prices, and the government accepts electricity prices, are hurting us in the electorate. And we are a minority government, and there is no guarantee that we would be returned in about a year's time at election, and electricity prices are a big problem, no question. Let me say, though, that whoever was in government was going to have that problem.
Do you have a sense personally about the impact of these sorts of decisions on people?
Well, I mean, you know, I get an electricity bill like everyone else does, and I look at it and I go, that is significantly larger than it is last year. I talk to my parents who are pensioners. I mean, I spent my day in my electorate office today. Like, I know that these things impact upon households.
But I suspect, well, have you had to modify your lifestyle in any respect, in any sense, to accommodate the rise in utility prices?
Oh, I think well, my own household, I mean, like everyone else, I'm very conscious now about how much electricity you use, and when you turn appliances on and off, or when lights go on and off, or how often you have the air conditioner on, because electricity is, it's become a comparatively expensive commodity.
Have you contemplated going out and meeting some ordinary people who are struggling to pay their bills, just to see the full effect of the decisions the government is taking?
I think, you journalists think that we never meet ordinary people in government. We are ordinary people. We get bills. I've met more people as a politician than I ever met as a lawyer. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And, this government's got the message, which is why in this next budget, what you'll see is a very modest increase in electricity prices. The worst of the pain is over.
So in the budget on May the 17th, people can expect more than just more price rises and spending cuts. There will be some relief.
Look, there is going to be relief. There's going to be relief in the terms of tax relief, particularly for small businesses. And we also recognise that one group in the community who are doing it tough because of utility prices has been small businesses. We also understand that people particularly low income earning households should be receiving healthier rebates with respect to electricity, and there's going to be relief on that front as well. So we're very conscious, because we do talk with people all the time about the way in which decisions which we've had to take, strong decisions which we had to take, have impacted on people, and so we're looking to try and minimise those impacts as much as possible.
Mr Porter, thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure, Andrew. Cheers.